So far we have seen different types of operators, right? Now let's talk about the concept of precedence. Now what do you mean by precedence? So precedence basically means that if in one expression you have multiple operators, then out of all operators that are available, which operator will be evaluated first? For example, if you have a statement like this, let's say 5 plus 2 into 3. So what do you think is going to happen? Will 5 plus 2 happen first, then 7 will be multiplied by 3, or will 2 into 3 happen first and then 6 will be added to 5? So which operator will be actually evaluated first? So in this case, 2 plus 3 will be evaluated first. It will become 6 and then it will be added to 5, making it 11. Right? So this is what precedence is. So you have plus and multiply in one expression. Obviously there will be different results if plus were evaluated first or if multiply was evaluated first. So in this case the precedence of multiplication is higher, which is why multiply as an operator will be performed first. And this is in accordance to BODMAS, right? So I'm sure you all must have actually seen BODMAS or used BODMAS somewhere. So bracket of division, multiplication, addition and subtraction, right? So that means if there is a bracket in an expression, bracket has highest precedence. If bracket is not, then the precedence is decided based on BODMAS. This is for arithmetic operators, right? Now what about other operators that we have talked about so far? So I have a precedence table opened here, and using that precedence table we can analyze that which operator will be evaluated first and which will be evaluated later. So postfix operators, if you have them in expression, they actually have highest precedence. Now what does that mean? Suppose I have an operator I with value 10, right? So this is something which is not needed, we know its answer. Now let me use postfix operator, something like this, maybe multiply for now, right? So out of multiply and plus plus, postfix operator has higher precedence. So postfix operator will be solved plus plus first, that means I plus plus will happen, but because this is a post increment, so value that will be used in expression will be 10 only. So 10 into 5, 50 should be the result, but yes, I has increased by 1. Right? And had it been pre-increment, the difference would have been even clear to you. So first it will be 11 and then it will be multiplied by 5, right? So this is the precedence. So postfix operator has highest precedence. Then you have unary operators, this having next precedence factor next. Multiplicative operators, that is multiply, divide, modulo, that we have already talked about, so they have higher precedence. Additive operators, then plus minus, then bitwise shift operators. So we have seen bitwise operators now. So bitwise left shift, right shift, this is unsigned right shift. So this is unsigned right shift. So this is bitwise right shift but unsigned. That means if you remember in bitwise right shift, we actually were introducing towards the left end the sign bit. So if you use this operator, then zeros will be introduced, sign bit will not be copied, right? So this is unsigned right shift. Relational operators have precedence next. Then you have equal to equality operators, bitwise and or, and this is a big table. So that means what you can do is you can actually test and evaluate it at certain points. For example, maybe if this is an expression I plus plus greater than 5, result will be boolean, not an integer, which is why it is throwing an error. But you have an expression like this, you are pretty sure that I plus plus is going to happen first. So I plus plus, but the value will be, old value will be used in comparison, but that's okay. Precedence tells us that which operator will be evaluated first, and in fact had it been maybe I plus 5 greater than 5, an expression like this with I being 10, then I plus 5 will be solved first, because addition has higher precedence than the comparison operator, relational operator that you have here. So I plus 5 will happen first and then it will be compared with 5 and answer is true. Right? In fact, you can validate it better had it been 6, right? So I plus 6 plus 5 will make it 11 and then 11 greater than 5 should be true. So out of all operators, if they are there in one expression, which operand or which operator will be performed first, this is what precedence tells you. And in fact, let me change it this way as well. Right? So and maybe let's have j as 6 or 8 maybe, and then have something like this, j greater than 6. So and will be operated at the end. First of all, this will happen, then this comparison will happen, right, and then this is going to happen. So this is a sequence. Precedence will tell you which operator will be performed first, which operator will be performed next, right. So this is the precedence table. You don't really have to memorize it at first, but yes, just go through it 2-3 times, and then you will get clarity on exactly which operator is going to be evaluated first. Now next, the question that comes in is, let's say in an expression I have operators which have same precedence. Right? So I have multiple operators with same precedence. For example, I have an expression like this. Right? So 5 into 2 by 8. Will 2 by 8 happen first, or will 5 into 2 happen first? So which one of them is going to happen first, and what will be the result of this expression? So if I just run it, the result of the expression is coming out to be 1. That means actually 5 into 2 has happened first, 10, and 10 by 8 is 1. Had 2 by 8 happened first, answer would have been 0, because 2 by 8 both are integers, answer will be a 0. Right? So both multiply and divide have same precedence, we have seen here, right? So if in an expression I have more than one operators which share same precedence, then which of them will be evaluated first? This is what is associativity tells us. So this is what we have associativity for. So associativity simply means that in which direction are you going to solve the operators with same precedence. So for all operators, and in fact I'll highlight the line here, let me just drag and drop. So all operators, all binary operators, for except the assignment operators, are evaluated from left to right. So that means their associativity is left to right. So the leftmost operator with equal precedence will be evaluated first, which is multiply here and then divide. Right? So this is left to right for all binary operators. For assignment operators, it is right to left. These are the assignment operators that we have talked about. So for them, it is right to left. That means right side is evaluated first and then assigned to left. Otherwise, the rest all is sure. For all binary operators, it's left to right. Right? So I hope this is something that you are clear about. Bracket has highest precedence over all of them. This is something which stays, which holds. So if there is a bracket, that expression will be evaluated. For example, here, had there been a bracket, no doubt that this will be evaluated first. So bracket will be solved first and answer will be 0 in this case. So I hope this makes sense to you. Precedence, associativity, because directly we might not be writing them, but implicitly in many expressions or statements that we are writing, we will be using them, and you should be aware of them as a concept. If you have confusion, just go through this table once again, write down different expressions and try figuring out that in what fashion are they being evaluated. Right? Thank you.